There are places one visits for noise, for distraction, for the hurried comfort of being among too many things at once. This is not one of them. Here, the world softens, the hour slows, rain gathers at the windows, the fire keeps its quiet watch, and every shelf holds the weight of forgotten voices. Welcome to my library. If you like, you may leave the rest of the world outside for a while. Take the chair by the fire. Listen to the turning of pages, the hush between one thought and the next, the strange mercy of a room that asks nothing of you except that you remain. For there are stories best approached at night, when the candlelight is low, when the rain is patient, and when the heart is more willing to wander. So come closer, stay a little, and let us see what the shelves have been waiting to reveal. There are books one reads for knowledge, others for pleasure. And then there are those rare volumes one must approach with caution, not because they are fragile, not because they are old, but because for centuries they have inspired a quieter kind of fear. Tonight, from the privacy of my library, I thought I might show you 3 such books, or perhaps 3 warnings bound in paper. So come closer. The rain is generous tonight, and some stories are better told when the rest of the world has gone silent. The first volume is, perhaps, the most famous of the unreadable. A manuscript filled with strange plants, impossible diagrams, celestial symbols, and a script no one has ever convincingly explained. The Voynich manuscript has spent centuries resisting interpretation. Scholars have studied it, cryptographers have tested it, curious minds have tried to tame it. And still, it remains sealed behind its own silence. Its pages offer illustrations that resemble herbal knowledge, yet the plants themselves appear not to belong entirely to this world. Its symbols suggest language, yet language as we understand it refuses to emerge. Some believe it is an elaborate hoax, others suspect a lost code, and a few prefer more unsettling possibilities. That it was never meant to be read by everyone, only recognized by the few for whom it was written. There is something deeply unnerving about a book that survives us all without ever surrendering its meaning, as if it does not mind being watched, as if it knows time is on its side. The second book is quieter in appearance, but no less haunting in reputation. The Book of Soiga. For centuries, it was associated with hidden knowledge, complex tables, mysterious arrangements of letters, and the old desire to find order in what should perhaps remain veiled. It is often linked to the Elizabethan scholar and occult philosopher John Dee, a man who stood, in many ways, at the threshold between science, mysticism, and obsession. Dee is said to have been particularly troubled by the book's encrypted sections, especially its vast letter tables, as if somewhere inside them, something waited to be unlocked. And that, I think, is where the true unease begins. Not in the appearance of the book itself, but in the kind of person it attracts. The reader who does not merely want to understand the world, but to penetrate, what lies hidden behind it. A dangerous book is not always one that curses the hand that opens it. Sometimes it is simply one that encourages the mind to go too far. Of all forbidden books, perhaps the most feared are not the unreadable ones, but those that promise answers to questions no one should ask twice. The final volume tonight belongs to a darker shelf. Not one book alone, perhaps, but a lineage of feared texts. Grimoires. Among them, few names stir curiosity quite like the Grand Grimoire, a book long associated with ritual, invocation, forbidden bargains, and the old human temptation to command what should never be commanded. Whether one sees such texts as superstition, theatre, warning, or genuine danger matters less than one might think, because their power has never rested entirely in proof. It rests in suggestion, in the terrible intimacy of reading instructions that were never meant to sound possible. That is the seduction of forbidden books. They do not force belief. They invite participation. They lean toward the reader and whisper that knowledge, power, and consequence have always lived closer together than polite society cares to admit. Perhaps that is why such books endure. Not because they summon demons, but because they summon something older and more familiar. Human longing without restraint. And so, tonight, we close these pages once more. The unreadable manuscript, the cryptic book of hidden order, the grimoire of forbidden desire. 3 volumes, 3 different kinds of unease, and perhaps one shared truth: that the most unsettling books are never merely about what they contain, but about what they awaken in the one who reads them. Some books inform us, some enchant us, and a rare few stand patiently in the dark, waiting for the right hand to open them. Thank you for spending this rain-soaked hour in my library. Until next time, read carefully.